the gap, standing for Jesus, standing in the gap for family and friends, standing in the gap, one love for all, so we all can make it in.
Now, one thing, wow, that is happening, that we dedicated part of our ministry to, our broadcast to, and it's turned out to be such a important part, is we call it Gap News. And what it's about current events. And the way, excuse me, the God who has put us in the midst of this world and wants us to interact in the world and spread the gospel in order to know what we need to spread and what we need to do and where we need to go. We have to understand current events. Current events. Now we're in a season of a political season where we're going to be going to the polls in a few days, really, to elect a president and elect some senators and representatives and on down the line to the state governors and all their representatives, all the way down to not as far down to the dog catcher, I guess, but there's a lot of people running for offices and all that, and they affect current events. And so we present Gap News to give you the information you need, hopefully, to make an informed decision, a godly decision, as to which way you should go. And Marble's in charge of that, and she's coming. I mean, like I say, there's so much going on in politics that we don't have to worry about Gap News. There's always something to talk about, isn't there, Marble?
Oh, yes. Well, we've got a good Gap News, and it just so happened that it fits in with the topic of today in our Christians and Politics class. Last week there became a real firestorm going around Springfield, Ohio. It was kind of brewing, and then it just blew up, and I'm just going to show it to you. It's not dogs and cats, y'all.
Aiden Clark, who is an 11-year-old boy who was killed in Springfield last year. It was a car accident involving a Haitian immigrant. You said that he was murdered. His father said that's not true. It was an accident. Here's what he said to you.
Politicians, Bernie Moreno, Chip Roy, JD Vance and Donald Trump. They have spoken my son's name and used his death for political gain. This needs to stop now. They are not allowed, nor have they ever been allowed to mention Aiden Clark from Springfield, Ohio. I will listen to them one more time to hear their apologies.
Senator, he's asking for you to apologize. Will you?
Dana, first of all, my heart goes out to the Clark family, and I don't bring their son's name up because they've clearly expressed a preference for politicians to not bring their son's name up. I wish them all the best. I can't believe what kind of a tragedy they've experienced, but I'm still going to keep on talking about what the migrants have done to Springfield, Ohio, and what Kamala Harris's open border has done to Springfield, Ohio. And Dana, I think this illustrates the entire contrast between how we're trying to go about this debate and how a lot of the Democrats are trying to go about this debate. They're talking about 12 Proud Boys marching in Springfield, Ohio. They're talking about the frankly fake debunkings of a lot of these stories that are out there. I'm talking to my constituents and I'm hearing terrible things about what's going on in Springfield, and Kamala Harris's open border policies have caused these problems.
Just once and for all, you again started this in part by saying that, at which Donald Trump repeated on the debate stage, that, and he didn't say anything about the policies that you're talking about. He just said Haitians are eating dogs and cats. Can you affirmatively say now that that is a rumor that has no basis with evidence?
Dana, the evidence is the first-hand account of my constituents who are telling me that this happened. And by the way, I've been trying to talk about the problems in Springfield for months, and the American media ignored it. If I have to,
But it
if
wasn't
I have
just a
to
meme,
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast. Food and housing.
You just said
We
that
ought
you're
to be
creating
talking
a
about
story.
public policy.
Sir, you just said that you're creating the story.
What's that, Dana?
You just said that this is a story that you
Yes.
created. So the eating dogs and cats thing is not accurate.
Dana, it comes from firsthand accounts from my constituents. I say that we're creating a story, meaning we're creating the American media focusing on it.
Donald Trump is also doubling down on a baseless claim that he made at the debate that Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, are eating people's pets. Local officials and the state's Republican governor say there is absolutely no evidence of that claim, and they are warning it is actually hurting their city. Springfield, Ohio is facing a fourth day of threats over the claims that have forced a college, hospitals, and schools to lock down. Meanwhile, Springfield police say they received 2 calls about Proud Boys marching through the city. Here's how Donald Trump responded to the controversy over Haitians who, I want to note, are in the U.S. legally.
I don't know what happened with the bomb threats. I know that it's been taken over by illegal migrants, and that's a terrible thing that happened. Springfield was this beautiful town, and now they're going through hell.
What is your message to JD Vance and former President Trump? You support them as the Republican ticket. What is your advice to them about what to do with these allegations about eating pets in Springfield that they keep repeating?
They're very hurtful. It's very hurtful to people. It's hurtful to the people in Springfield. Hurtful to the Haitians who are working every day. I talked to some of their employees. Fran and I had them over for breakfast the other day, the employers, excuse me. And look, they said they work very hard. They're very focused. They're family oriented. It's hurtful for them very, very much. And some of them are afraid.
First time this afternoon, the blanks are nearly all filled in. The rumor, then the lie about Haitian immigrants eating family pets has been traced back to its source. And the latest forensic reporting lays bare what so many suspected from the beginning, that the Trump campaign manufactured the match, lit the match, and then poured gasoline on the fire. The Wall Street Journal reports this, that on the morning of September 9th, Springfield City Manager Brian Heck was questioned by a staffer for JD Vance about whether there was any truth to the bizarre rumors about Haitian immigrants and pets. From that reporting, quote, he asked point blank, are the rumors true of pets being taken and eaten? I recalled, Heck, I told him no. There was no verifiable evidence or reports to show this was true. I told them these claims were baseless, end quote. By then, JD Vance had already posted about the rumors to his 1.9 million followers on X. Yet he kept the post up, and he repeated an even more insistent version of the claim the next morning. Then that night, Donald Trump shared the baseless rumor with 67 million Americans during the presidential debate on the debate stage. Now, dozens of school closures and bomb threats later, the Trump campaign is being asked to explain itself. Vance spokesperson on Tuesday provided the Wall Street Journal with a police report in which a resident had claimed her pet might have been taken by Haitian neighbors. But when a reporter went to Anna Kilgore's house Tuesday evening, she said her cat, Miss Sassy, which went missing in late August, had actually returned a few days later and was found safe in her own basement.
State troopers now stand guard in this small Ohio town. Security cameras installed after more than 30 bomb threats, all hoaxes, shut down city and school buildings. It all started after this.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
Ohio, this is from ABC 6. Springfield mayor on politicians after bomb threat. Quote, it was their words that did it. Springfield mayor Rob Rue had no trouble parceling out the blame for Thursday's bomb threat that forced the evacuations of City Hall and 2 elementary schools. Quote, this is from the mayor of Springfield. all these federal politicians that have negatively spun our city, they need to know they're hurting our city, and it was their words that did it. It was their words that did it, up to and including this type of stuff. This leaflet that's been passed around, found in the city of Springfield. Foreigners and Haitians out. There is no place in America for this filth. We don't need more police officers. We need mass deportation. Blah, blah, blah. Which is interesting. They're using the exact same language from the Republican National Committee. The white people gleefully holding up signs during the Republican National Convention.
It is a so unfortunate situation targeting the Haitian immigrants as eating pets or dogs. So we do not have that in our culture.
A Haitian community activist in Springfield speaking out against those false claims about people in his community eating pets and wildlife.
Pastors were here this afternoon addressing Springfield being in the spotlight, and each person who spoke was debunking all of those rumors, saying that immigrants eating wildlife and people's pets is just simply not true. Many people spoke this afternoon, and the whole press conference was more about sending the message of love and welcoming immigrants and really just anyone to the area. And while they did plead for more resources to help maintain so many people, they also had emotional responses about what they're calling misinformation. We also heard from a leader within the Haitian community here in Springfield.
No, they are not eating cats. And as our government said, dogs. We haven't seen one account of that. And let me assure you that if that was happening here in our city, I would have received complaints about it.
People, high-ranking people in power should try to control their narrative, their rhetoric, because what they say can affect an entire country, can affect a community, can affect mental health of people, especially a vulnerable group of people. So we believe in humanity. We believe that they can do better.
Madam Vice President, I want to move to Springfield, Ohio, and what's happening there. We've seen school closures, parents worried about their kids leaving the home because of racist conspiracy theories that I won't repeat here, but they have been repeated by leaders on the Republican side perspective. Is this just a case of irredeemable racism that can't be mitigated by any rational action, or is this a situation in which a federal response could help this community heal? There's a question of resources and...
Well, no, I'll let you finish and then I'll speak.
No,
it's a crying shame. I mean, my heart breaks for this community. You know, there were children, elementary school children, who it was school photo day. You remember what that's like? Going to school on picture day? Who were dressed up in their best, got all ready, knew what they were going to wear the night before, and had to be evacuated. Children. A whole community put in fear. And I'll say a couple things about it. One, you know, I learned a long time ago in my career, having a background as a prosecutor, when you have these positions, when you have that kind of microphone in front of you, you really ought to understand at a very deep level how much your words have meaning.
You know, this makes me so angry, because what Vice President Harris just said, that's the whole thing. Words have meaning. And when you use words to create a lie and then demonize a whole population of people just for your own political benefit. Oh my gosh, that's evil. That's a sin. This whole rumor about cats and dogs is a big lie. And so it started with Miss Sassy. Okay, the little cat was missing. And they took that and what did JD Vance say? Created a story. They created a story that then they went on national TV and blew it up. And then everybody debunked it. Everybody said it's not true. And they said, we don't care if it's not true. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep talking about it. And so now we got bomb threats. The little kids coming to school for picture day get evacuated. They got to close down City Hall. All this kind of thing. The daggone KKK is sending out leaflets and the Proud Boys walking around marching in their town. My God. How low will they go? What do you think, honey?
Well, I mean, it's just another example of what the Republicans and Trump are doing to our traditions and norms that we have in this country. Because I was looking at the Statue of Liberty, the words on the Statue of Liberty about give me your tired, your poor, huddled masses yearning to breathe free. That was always what they were promoting, and they were bringing all these immigrants over from across the Atlantic. And now, you're getting that everybody, I guess, heard to hear people coming, right? We're tired. We're yearning to be free and all that. And that's exactly what those immigrants are doing. I mean, maybe there's some bad apples in there. Who knows? But weed them out. But the bottom line is they're using lies. The other norm that we used to have is that if somebody got caught in a lie or whatever, then you would not be able to win a seat that you're running for or whatever. But we catch them in so many lies, and now it doesn't matter. I mean, he said he created this story in order to bring attention to Springfield. He didn't ask Springfield if they wanted that type of attention.
They don't either.
And we forget, or they want you to forget, these are people. These are people.
Human beings.
We're dealing with.
They're human beings.
And the man, the white man, whose son was killed in an automobile accident, which can happen with any race, even Haitians and all that, says, don't use my son's name because it was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
And so apologize. I'm waiting for your apology. And he would not apologize. So they're using lies, even though they know they're lying. You know what I always say about somebody gonna lie to my face?
Yeah.
All liars, and somebody gonna lie to my face knowing I know they're lying and then expecting me to be okay with that. That's not the way it works. So, the bottom line, Marvel, is such a great story. And we're going to get into it a little bit as we move into the study. But I don't know. I mean, my heart goes out to him. The other thing is that, what's his name? Vance is supposed to be representing this district, right?
Right. And I mean, he's the one that's creating havoc. He's creating havoc.
He is creating havoc.
To try to benefit himself. And I mean, I guess it's red meat for the MAGA base.
I wonder what God thinks about all that.
Oh man, you know what God thinks about that.
What would Jesus say about that?
Oh, you know what Jesus would say about that.
And we're going to get into what Jesus would say about that as we get into this. So.
Well, so no one in Springfield is eating dogs and cats. It's all a big lie, and they know it's a big lie, and they're telling it anyway.
And the wild thing about that huddled masses, because of this, these Haitians have had to huddle in their homes.
They had to huddle in their homes.
And afraid to come out because you got Proud Boys walking around. And remember what they say about what goes before the fall?
Yes.
Proud. boys.
You know, this really is touching me. I can't imagine being a little Haitian kid and have to watch Proud Boys marching around in your town, terrorizing you. That's what they're doing. They're terrorizing you. Y'all, when I was a little girl, the Ku Klux Klan marched down Mitchell Avenue right in front of my house. And I was terrorized. That's what they do. They use terror. You know, they're talking about all this other terrorists, and they're the terrorists. All right, I'm just done. I'm just done.